What happens when the world's most controversial billionaire steps off Air Force One and is greeted not like a president, but like a king? From golden palaces and royal banquets to trillion-dollar deals that shook the global stage, Donald Trump's 2025 visit to the Middle East was nothing short of historic. In a region known for oil, opulence, and power, Trump redefined diplomacy with luxury, influence, and unmatched spectacle. Whether you admire him or not, one thing is certain. No American president has ever been treated this way, with gold-plated Cybertrucks, billion-dollar gifts, and a purple carpet rolled out just for him. Welcome back to Inside the Billionaires, where we explore the private lives and fortunes of the world's richest. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss what comes next. Because today, we're diving into the untold story of how Trump walked into the Gulf and walked out with $3.2 trillion. When Donald Trump landed in Riyadh on May 13, 2025, the world witnessed a scene more fit for royalty than politics. 4 F-15 fighter jets from the Royal Saudi Air Force soared in formation, escorting Air Force One across the desert sky, a stunning display of power and prestige. But that was just the beginning. As the aircraft doors opened, Trump descended onto a lavender carpet, not red, symbolizing Saudi Arabia's new royal identity. This was no ordinary protocol. It was a cultural statement of honor reserved for the most distinguished guests. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman greeted him personally, offering golden Arabic coffee beneath the sound of ceremonial music and the flash of polished sabers. A convoy of glossy black Bentleys awaited to carry Trump through Riyadh's grand avenues to the Al Yamama Palace, a marble masterpiece with dazzling chandeliers and domes glistening in the sun. For the Saudi elite, this wasn't just about diplomacy. It was about spectacle, about status, about welcoming one of the world's most recognizable billionaires with all the symbols of wealth and power the kingdom could offer. It was a royal welcome, because in this part of the world, Trump wasn't just a president, he was treated like a king. Inside the glittering halls of Al Yamama Palace, beneath chandeliers the size of swimming pools, Donald Trump and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman sat face to face, like two emperors negotiating the future of global power. The room was silent, the stakes enormous. Then came the signature moment that would ripple across continents. A defense deal worth $600 billion was signed, the largest in American history. Included were cutting-edge missile systems, fleets of F-35 fighter jets, and next-generation warships built by Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon. This wasn't just business, it was a global chess move. Trump called it a win for both nations, highlighting the estimated tens of thousands of jobs it would bring to US soil, from the shipyards of Virginia to the assembly lines in Texas. The message was clear: America was open for business, and the Gulf's oil money was flowing west. For the billionaires in the defense and energy sectors, this was a dream come true. For Saudi Arabia, it cemented their role as America's most powerful military ally in the region. And for Trump, it was more than a deal. It was legacy building on a monumental scale. But military firepower was only the beginning. In a bold pivot toward the future, Saudi Arabia revealed its real ambition: technology domination. Just hours after the defense deal was signed, the spotlight shifted to artificial intelligence, energy, and digital infrastructure, the new currency of global influence. Saudi Aramco, the kingdom's oil titan, pledged $50 billion for clean energy collaborations in the US, partnering with ExxonMobil and Chevron. Meanwhile, the powerful Public Investment Fund, PIF, committed an additional $100 billion into American infrastructure and innovation hubs. These weren't vague promises, they were strategic plays backed by hard cash. Then came DataVault, a Saudi-backed AI powerhouse, announcing a $20 billion investment to build AI data centers and energy grids across the US. Within minutes, tech giants like Google, Oracle, Uber, Salesforce, and AMD joined in, forming a tech coalition with a combined injection of $80 billion. For the world's top billionaires, this was a rare moment when oil money, digital power, and geopolitical alignment all converged. And at the center of it stood Trump, smiling wide, calling it the smartest money ever spent. This wasn't just a business deal. It was the foundation of a new AI empire, one data center at a time. The next stop on Trump's Middle East tour brought him to Qatar, where the reception was no less extravagant. As Air Force One touched down in Doha, Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani was already waiting on the tarmac, a rare and powerful gesture in royal protocol. Draped in traditional attire, the Emir greeted Trump like an old friend, shaking hands on a crimson carpet under the eyes of the world's press. But the true shock came hours later. At a high-level signing ceremony inside the Emiri Diwan Palace, Qatar Airways announced a staggering $96 billion contract to purchase 160 Boeing aircraft, a move set to generate 150,000 American jobs. Applause echoed through the marble halls. Then came the unexpected. As a personal gift to Trump, the Emir presented a custom Boeing 747, reconfigured to match the luxury of Air Force One, a gift worth $400 million. Trump laughed, then accepted without hesitation, joking, "Only a fool turns down a free plane." The gesture stirred political controversy back home, but in Doha it was seen as a token of strategic alliance. For the billionaires in aerospace and diplomacy, it was a clear sign. Qatar wasn't just playing nice, it was playing big. In Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates rolled out its own version of royal hospitality and then took things even further. As 6 Mirage 2009 fighter jets sliced across the sky, Trump's arrival marked not just diplomacy, but a power play. Waiting on the runway was Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the architect behind the UAE's rise as a global tech hub. Trump was greeted with Al Ayala, the traditional Emirati sword dance, performed by men in dazzling white robes and women in flowing dresses, a performance rarely seen on such a stage. That night, inside the marble corridors of Qasr Al Watan Palace, something historic unfolded. The UAE announced a jaw-dropping $1.4 trillion investment package into the US economy over the next decade, the largest commitment ever made by a Gulf nation. The crown jewel, $500 billion into the Stargate project, an AI megacenter backed by OpenAI, xAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. While Saudi Arabia and Qatar made headlines, it was the UAE that quietly took the lead, positioning itself as the Middle East's tech capital. For Elon Musk, SoftBank, and other billionaires, this was more than a business move. It was a defining moment in the New World Order, with Trump standing confidently at the center of it all. As Trump prepared to leave Saudi Arabia, one final moment captured the world's attention, not with words, but with gestures. At Riyadh International Airport, after days of billion-dollar agreements and royal banquets, it was time for farewell. But what unfolded was more than protocol. It was power, played out in silence. As Trump walked toward Air Force One, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman stood back with his senior officials. At the plane's stairs, Trump paused, turned, and raised his signature clenched fist, a symbol of strength and resolve. In response, MBS placed his right hand over his heart, a traditional Arab gesture symbolizing deep respect and brotherhood. Trump mirrored the gesture, then waved one last time before boarding the aircraft. The moment went viral within minutes, hailed as a subtle but powerful display of alliance between two of the most influential men on the planet. Commentators called it the billionaire handshake without a handshake. For many viewers, especially those who follow the world of billionaires, diplomacy, and global leadership, it was clear this wasn't just a goodbye. It was the quiet confirmation of a strategic bond that could shape the future of both nations. One detail that quietly stunned global observers wasn't golden, armored, or wrapped in diamonds. It was lavender. When Donald Trump stepped off Air Force One in Riyadh, he walked not on the traditional red carpet, but on a royal purple path, a deliberate symbol of Saudi Arabia's new identity. In 2021, the kingdom announced that lavender would replace red in official ceremonies, reflecting not only the blooming desert flowers of spring, but also the rebirth of Saudi culture under Vision 2030. More than just color, the carpet's borders were woven using al-sadu, a traditional Bedouin technique passed down by generations of women, now recognized by UNESCO as intangible heritage. Every thread, Every motif carried a message. This is a nation rooted in history, but aiming for the future. For many billionaires in attendance, from tech titans to oil magnates, the symbolism wasn't lost. This was a kingdom reinventing itself, blending ancient pride with futuristic ambition. And by rolling out this carpet for Trump, Saudi Arabia wasn't just honoring a guest, it was honoring a global power partner, one whose influence extended from Wall Street to the shifting sands of the Arabian desert. From royal welcomes to trillion-dollar deals, Donald Trump's Middle East tour was more than diplomacy. It was power in motion. Treated like a king, he left behind headlines, handshakes, and historic alliances that may shape the next decade. This is how billionaires move, not quietly, but with spectacle. If you enjoyed this glimpse inside global power, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Inside the Billionaires. Which moment impressed you most? The 400 minutes jet or the purple carpet? Comment below, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.